You don't need evidence to support your assumption, especially when manifesting a specific person. Namaste, my friends, and welcome back to another video. My name is Matt. I'd like to thank you for stopping by to manifest with me today. In this video, I want to share with you this idea that, honestly, you don't need evidence to support your assumption when you are manifesting a specific person with the law of assumption. This is a big problem that a lot of people run into, is they assume. They put themselves in the end result. They assume they're in the relationship now. They're doing everything right, but then they start looking on the outside saying, well, I've been doing it right, I think, for a while. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? And when they don't see the evidence, they get disheartened, they give up, or they focus so much again on the negative that they continue to manifest a reality where they're not with their specific person. So I want to share with you something that Neville Goddard talked about that will hopefully kind of get you back on this right path and back to this idea that you don't need any evidence to support your assumption, that if you just keep the faith, that is all you will need to do to manifest your specific person into your life. So we'll get to that in this video. Before we get started though, I am very excited to announce that enrollment has reopened for the 21-day Manifesting a Specific Person Challenge. If you'd like to manifest your specific person in the next 21 days, this challenge is for you. Enrollment is taking place right now. It's open for the first 100 people. So if you are interested, there's a link in the top of the description box below. Click it, sign up. You can start ASAP. I'll see you in there. Okay, so to get started, I want to share a quote with you plucked straight from Neville Goddard's teachings. Check this out. However, having witnessed the end, regardless of any anticlimactic sequence, you remain calm and secure in the knowledge that the end has been perfectly defined. Okay, so that pretty much gives us what we need to know right off the bat from Neville Goddard himself. If you are persisting in your assumption, if you know what your end result is, if you are putting yourself there as much as possible, if you have witnessed that end in your imagination, it's done, it's finished, it's complete. Stay there and play with it. That's what Neville says, remain calm in the knowledge that the end has been defined. No matter if there's events on the outside that are anticlimactic, events on the outside that aren't matching up to your assumption, that may be even in contradiction to what you're assuming, don't worry about that. You do not need to see evidence on the outside for your manifestation to come. It literally will just come. And I've seen this happen so many times, as I'm sure you've seen in your own life too, where you really weren't expecting it and then out of the blue something happened. Your manifestation out of nowhere. There was no evidence that came in. There was no, guide that come this way, go that way. It just happened out of the blue. The only evidence you need is in here, and that is the ending that you have defined. Continue to assume that over and over, that it has taken place, that it is done, that you are with that specific person now. They are obsessed with you. They can't get you out their mind. Keep in that end result. That is all the evidence you need. Again, nothing on the outside can happen ever. You can see no movement. In fact, you could see all the movement in the world on the outside against what you want. But don't let that shake your faith, because you'll be surprised what happens when you stay in your faith. When you remain faithful to your assumption, it happens. No matter what, it happens. I was helping a gentleman out quite a few months ago during my coaching program, and this guy had fell in love with a girl. However, the girl just wanted to be friends with him, didn't want anything else, and that girl actually went off and got a boyfriend. And the gentleman I was helping was very upset because now that this girl had got a boyfriend, she was completely ignoring him. Didn't even really talk to him anymore, even though they were still friends, didn't even talk to him, any of this stuff. So he decided to take matters into his own hands. He said, I don't see what I like out here in the 3D, I'm gonna create it for myself. And so he blocked her on social media. He blocked her phone number on his phone, and he went 100% no contact. And literally for the next 2 weeks, he just played around with this idea that the relationship was already complete. It was done. They were happily in love. She loved him. She wasn't with anybody else. She was with him. They were happy as can be. He played that around. He assumed. He persisted over and over and over again, keeping her blocked, keeping her out of mind on the 3D, and just creating the reality he wanted on the inside. Continue. And guess what? That was all the evidence he needed to know it was going to be complete. Once he defined his end result, he knew it was going to happen. He knew they'd be together. He didn't need to see any evidence on the outside. That's why he blocked her. That's why he got rid of it. He didn't need the evidence on the outside because there was none. All he needed was what was going on in here. And one night he said he woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning, and he felt like a nudge to unblock her on his phone. He didn't know why, but it was kind of weird, so he unblocked her. Literally sent within the last 10 minutes 12 messages from her. Bing, 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 bing. He told me they were the exact messages that he had played in his head that she would send him. That she made a mistake. That she loves him. That she wants to be more than friends. That she misses him. Please call me. Please text me. Please reach out to me. I'm done with my boyfriend. I want to be with you. And long story short, they're together and still together today. So that just goes to show you, he didn't see any evidence on the outside. The only evidence he saw was against what he wanted. There was no evidence to support his assumption. The girl that he loved was with somebody else. She didn't want to talk to him anymore. And instead of trying to maneuver through the 3D and figure it all out and try to get her attention, he blocked her. He did the no contact thing, and he said, I don't see what I like out here, so I'm just going to create on the inside. And I'm going to trust, I'm going to be faithful to that, and I'm going to know 100% that that's going to be my end result. And I'm not going to stop until it is my end result. And it ended up being his end result. So stop looking to the outside for the evidence, when all the evidence you need is your faith. All the evidence you need is, did you define your end result? Are you playing around with it? Are you keeping the faith? Are you keeping the faith that it's coming? That's all you need. It will come. It will happen. As Neville Goddard said, it has to happen. Remain calm and remain secure in the knowledge that your end result has been defined, it is done, and there's no other way for it to take place except for you and your specific person to be together. Now, we talked about in this video not wanting to look for evidence on the outside, not wanting to maneuver through the 3D to get your specific person. A lot of that has to do with the idea of chasing your specific person. That's something you do not want to do. I share with you something better you can do instead of chasing that works much better, much faster in this video here. So be sure to check it out next.